Look around, and it can feel like everyone is doing better than you. Your coworker just got back from Japan. Your neighbor is parked in a brand new SUV. Someone from high school you barely remember is posting from a rooftop restaurant for what looks like the third time this month. And you are at home, cooking dinner, driving a 5-year-old car, wondering what you are doing wrong. Here is the answer, and it is going to take a weight off your shoulders. You are not doing anything wrong. You are comparing two completely different things, and the comparison is rigged against you from the very start. Because the thing you are looking at when you look at other people is not their wealth. It is their spending, and those are not the same thing. In fact, they are often opposites. Stick with me, because near the end, I am going to describe the person in your life who looks like they have the least money, but is quietly the richest one you know, and once you can spot them, this whole illusion falls apart. Quick thing first, drop a comment with one thing you see other people spending on that makes you feel behind. Vacations, cars, whatever it is. I want to see what triggers this feeling the most for people, and genuinely helps this reach others who need to hear it. Let's get into it. Let's start with the single most important idea in this entire video, because everything else flows from it. Wealth is invisible. Spending is loud. Real wealth is money in accounts, investments, quietly compounding, debts that have been paid off, a paid-for house, a healthy net worth. None of that makes a sound. None of it shows up in a photo. You cannot see someone's brokerage account. You cannot see their emergency fund. You cannot see the fact that they owe nothing to anyone. But you can absolutely see a new car. You can see a designer bag. You can see a vacation photo and a restaurant check-in and a pair of shoes. Spending is visible by its very nature. Wealth, almost by definition, is not. So when you look at other people, you are seeing the one part of their finances that shows the spending, and comparing it against your entire financial reality, including all your worries and everything you are responsibly not buying. It is not a fair fight. You are comparing their highlight against your behind the scenes. That is the foundation. Now let me show you the 5 forces that build this illusion, because once you see them, you cannot unsee them. Force number 1, you see the purchase. You never see the price. When your neighbor pulls up in that shiny new SUV, you see the SUV. What you do not see is the 72-month loan attached to it. You do not see the payment leaving their account every single month for the next 6 years. You see the result of the spending, never the weight of it. There's a great line for this. A lot of what looks like wealth is just debt dressed up in leather seats. The luxury car in the driveway might belong to someone drowning in payments, and the boring older car parked next to it might belong to someone with a 6-figure investment account. You genuinely cannot tell from the outside. The outside is designed to be misleading, which leads directly into force number 2. Debt is completely invisible, and it is everywhere. Here is a number that reframes everything. About 7 in 10 Americans carry non-mortgage debt, and nearly a third owe at least $10,000. Household debt in this country is at record highs. So statistically, a huge share of the impressive lifestyles you are looking at are not funded by wealth at all. They are funded by borrowing. You see the vacation photo, you do not see the credit card statement waiting behind it, you see the new furniture, you do not see the buy now, pay later plan split across 4 payments, you see the lifestyle, you never see the stack of monthly obligations quietly holding it up. The purchase is public, the debt is private. That is the whole trick. Force number 3, you are watching a highlight reel and comparing it to your bloopers. Social media has turned everyday life into marketing, whether people mean it to or not. Nobody posts the overdraft notice. Nobody posts the anxiety at 2 a.m. about the balance. Nobody posts the 6th night in a row of eating leftovers. They post the one dinner out, the one trip, the one good moment out of 100 ordinary or difficult ones. And you are not comparing your good moments to their good moments. You are comparing your regular Tuesday, the dishes, the bills, the tiredness, against the single best, most curated, most flattering slice of their entire month. Of course you feel behind. The measurement itself is broken. You are holding your unedited life up against their edited one. Force number 4, status is performed, and a lot of it is fake. This goes deeper than most people realize. Online, looking wealthy actually builds trust and authority, which can turn into real money, sponsorships, clients, followers. So there's an entire economy of people deliberately inflating how successful they appear. Some people literally fake success to attract real income and then spend that income to fake even more success. It is a loop. It is not just money either. Job titles are performed too. A VP at one company might be doing the same work as a senior manager at another. Startups hand out inflated titles instead of raises. So even the impressive LinkedIn title you're intimidated by might be worth far less than it sounds. A huge amount of the status you are comparing yourself against is theater. It is a costume, and the costume is the point. Force number 5, lifestyle inflation. This is the one that fools even the high earners themselves. Here is the trap. When people earn more, they almost always spend more. The raise becomes a nicer car. The bonus becomes a bigger apartment. the promotion becomes a whole new tier of expenses. So somebody can be earning 3 times what you earn and building no more wealth than you are because their spending scaled right up alongside their income. They look 3 times richer. They are just consuming 3 times louder. The income went up, the actual wealth did not. So now let me tie this to the twist I hinted at, because this is where it gets almost sad. The people who look like they have it all together very often feel the most insecure. Keeping up the appearance of wealth is exhausting and expensive, and a lot of the people posting the curated, glossy, everything is amazing version of their lives are quietly dealing with anxiety, burnout, and financial stress behind the smiles. The shinier the performance, sometimes the more fragile the thing underneath it. You are envying a feeling those people do not even have. Which brings me to the person I promised you at the start. Think about the person you know who seems unremarkable, money-wise. They drive something sensible and old. They do not post lavish trips. They wear the same few reliable outfits. They cook at home. On the surface, by everything we have talked about, they look like they have the least. They are very often the richest person you know, because everything they are not spending on visible stuff is going somewhere invisible. Into investments, into savings, into a paid-off house, into a net worth quietly compounding in the background where nobody can see it and nobody is impressed by it. There is a well-known idea that real wealth is usually understated. The actual millionaire next door frequently looks completely ordinary. A person worth an enormous amount can walk into lunch in shorts and a polo looking like an average uncle. Wealth does not need to announce itself. Only spending does. And that is the reframe. The loud ones might be broke. The quiet one might be winning. You genuinely cannot tell from the outside. So comparing yourself to the outside is worse than useless. It is actively lying to you. Now, I want to be honest about one thing, because I'm not going to pretend inequality is not real. Some people genuinely do have more. Some earn far higher incomes. Some got a head start. Some receive family help or inherited wealth. Some just entered careers that scaled fast. That is real, and pretending otherwise would be dishonest. But even then, even when someone truly has more, you still do not know what it cost them, what they sacrificed, or what they carry quietly, and it still does not make your progress any less real. And this all stings more in 2026 specifically, which is worth naming. Wages have not kept up with the cost of housing, healthcare, and everyday life. So a lot of people feel like they are running just to stay in place. When money already feels tight, every one of these comparisons lands harder. So if this feeling has been heavy lately, it is not because you are uniquely failing. It is a very normal response to a genuinely difficult environment, made worse by a feed designed to show you everyone else's best day. So what do you actually do with all this? First, change your scoreboard. The only honest financial comparison in the world is you today versus you a year ago, not you versus your feed. Track your own net worth, what you own minus what you owe, and watch that number over time. That is the only game that counts, and it is a game you can actually win. Second, curate your feed. Like your peace of mind depends on it, because it does. If certain accounts consistently make you feel behind, unfollow them. You are not obligated to keep a window open into a highlight reel that makes you miserable. Protect your attention. Third, redefine what rich even means to you. If you let social media define it, rich will always be yachts and watches and things you can photograph. But real wealth is security, freedom, and peace of mind. The ability to handle an emergency, to sleep at night, to have choices. Those things are invisible too, which means you might already have more of them than the people you envy. Quick note. This is about perspective and behavior, not personalized financial advice, and everyone's situation is genuinely different. So let me leave you with this. The reason everyone seems to have more money than you is that seems is doing all the work in that sentence. You are seeing appearances and comparing them to your reality. You are seeing spending and calling it wealth. You are seeing a highlight reel and calling it a life. The truth is you have no idea who around you is actually wealthy and who is one missed paycheck from disaster. And that means the quiet, boring, unglamorous things you are doing, saving, not overspending, staying out of debt, investing a little at a time, might be making you one of the genuinely rich ones, silently, while everyone else performs. You are probably doing far better than you think. You just cannot see it, because the best financial progress never shows up in a photo. If this took some weight off your shoulders, send it to someone you know who has been feeling behind lately. They are almost certainly comparing their reality to someone else's illusion too, and this might be the thing that sets them free from it.